Maybe time for the White House to really panic, because it looks like the media is jumping off the Biden bandwagon after another terrible poll this week. It's gotten so bad that outlets are literally asking Kamala if she's ready to take over for Biden.
Are you prepared to be commander-in-chief?
Yes, I am, if necessary.
Do you feel prepared for that possibility? And serving as vice president prepared you for that job?
Yes.
And others in the press are practically begging California Governor Gavin Newsom to get into the 2024 race.
Filing deadlines haven't passed. President Biden doesn't run. Why shouldn't we consider you a likely candidate?
Well, I think the vice president is naturally the one lined up, and the filing deadlines are quickly coming to pass. And I think we need to move past this notion that he's not going to run. President Biden is going to run, and looking forward to getting him reelected.
All right, Judge Jeanine Pirro, what do you think's going on in the media? Do you think they're worried that he can't win?
Yeah, and I think CNN is leading the way on this thing. I mean, the fact is that Van Jones, Dana Bash, no way to spin this, and as soon as they came out with that, you knew that something was going on behind the scenes. And Gavin Newsom can talk all he wants about, I'm going to sit here and let Kamala run. And I'm very impressed with her. She didn't chuckle through that thing.
Why do you think Gavin said that?
Because he's just trying to be a party loyalist until he decides to jump in. And I don't know why Whitmer isn't jumping in. I don't know why Klobuchar, all of them. Look, 7 out of 10 people don't want Joe Biden to run. All right. Everyone is worried about his competency. Let's not. I mean, there's no elephant in the room anymore. I mean, it's right out there. And the bottom line is that even though Joe Biden has so much going in his favor, the truth is, I mean, he went after Donald Trump, and whether you think he did or not, I mean, they've indicted him 4 times, and all of the things that they've done to Donald Trump, and yet everyone is so close to beating Biden anyway. So I think the Democrats realize that they can't win with him the more we go into the fall, and they've got to change horses.
Greg, how do you see it?
How do I see it? I see it if Joe Biden was just a skull on a pogo stick, slathered in Bengay, but was up 10 points, they would be right behind him.
So you mean like Fetterman?
Exactly. This is not for the benefit of the country. It's the benefit of the party. Why is the media in revolt? Is it because Joe is unfit? Nope. Too old? Nope. Too senile? No. Too out of touch? It's because he's behind. It wouldn't matter if he was ahead. This is their guy. This is why they're turning on him. You know what it's like? It's like the way a hardcore football fan demands his team trade their aging QB. He's not like saying he wants somebody else to win. They want him out because they're going to lose. You'd expect them to be looking at this as objective journalists saying like, man, this guy's in trouble. He's not all there. He's a danger to this country because he can't think. They're not saying that. They're saying he's going to lose. They're not journalists. They're partisans.
Martha?
So I think if you're President Biden and you're watching those responses, you're kind of thinking that you're in a good position. If you watch Kamala Harris, she doesn't engender a lot of confidence when she goes, yep, I'm ready. Sure, I'm ready. Nobody's going, that made me feel a lot better. So let's, elect Joe Biden and she'll be the vice president and she'll be ready to go. I think she looks nervous when she answers those questions. I think that they look at Gavin Newsom and, Chuck Todd almost begging him to run. Mm-hmm. And Gavin Newsom has run California into the ground. So if you're Joe Biden, you look at that and you go, gee, this is a very thin bench and I am not too worried.
I mean, I think if Trump was going to run against Kamala or Gavin, he'd probably feel confident.
I'm not sure. I think you can reach him. I don't have access to him like that, but you can ask him.
I think it's clear that he could wipe the floor with both. But go ahead. Are you guys bedwetting?
Always, and that's how I like it. There's this myth that Democrats like the liberal media, but we do not. This is what happens all the time. The liberal media before the 2022 midterms. Red waves coming, guys, right? They were predicting up to 40 seats.
No, that was me. That was me.
And Jesse. No, it was obviously all of conservative media, but it was also the liberal media doing this, scaring everyone. And there were a few analysts that were saying, hold on, guys, it's not going to be that bad. And then it ended up being a historic overperformance. It's the same thing if you think back to the 2016 election. Where did the Hillary Clinton server story come from? The New York Times. Where did the Uranium One story come from? The New York Times. So this isn't as if people who work at these institutions are working hand in hand with Democrats. They often serve up the absolute worst stories. But Democrats, as I led with, we like to be scared because we run better when we're scared. And this is what the polling is saying right now. Polling captures a snapshot in time. And this particular moment in time,
It's bad.
It's a bad one.
It's a bad time.
It's a bad time for both supposed nominees, right? Joe Biden is definitely.
Not
it
really.
looks like
Trump's ahead in the last 2 polls.
Well, he's up by 1, which is when the
well,
merger.
1 is a landslide if you're a Republican.
Okay, but over 50% of Republicans say they're not going to vote for him if he's convicted of something, and he's facing 91 counts. So you can say that the indictments are, Democratic stagecraft or whatever, but he's still going to have to go sit through these trials, and he's going to face a jury, and they're going to judge him based on what he did. So don't act like it's all sunshine and roses for Donald Trump. You know who it was sunshine and roses for? Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley was the one beating Joe Biden by the most. She was up 6 points in the CNN poll.
The national polls don't mean a thing.
Sure, because Mitt Romney was up 4 points on Barack Obama at this point in time. But I'm just saying that if there was someone who was not Donald Trump on the Republican side at this moment, it looks like Nikki Haley is having a little bit of a moment. I think she deserves it based on that debate performance. Obviously, you were up close and personal there, Martha. I thought she did amazingly well, speaking from a Democratic perspective, and the judge was impressed with her as well. We discussed that. But
so you're running scared, which means you're scared. Okay. I'm glad you told the truth. You're scared.
Rather be.
I'd be scared if I were you too.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.